everybody. Thank you for coming to the show this morning. We got Landshark and Derek with us right away. Anthony might be a little delayed because he's having some issues at the home he's getting taken care of. So hopefully he'll be joining us. But I'm Tommy the Bargain Effect, your average everyday reseller, buying stuff at the flea market, swap meets, rummage sales, and local grocery store that I can buy lower, sell higher online. Two main platforms are eBay and Macari. I do sell a little bit on Marketplace, but not a whole lot. And as Craig likes it, the product relocation specialist is what I consider myself.
Even though I hear it every day, I like it even more every time I hear it, I think.
PRS.
It's got a good ring to it. I'm adding it to the business cards.
Yeah, that's cool. Like you said, you tell somebody a reseller, they're like, what's that?
Right.
You probably get the same question, but they're going to be a little more inquisitive about a product relocation specialist.
You either get a real intrigued question, like, what does that mean? Or it sounds too technical and people are like, oh, whatever.
I hope you enjoy that.
Right.
So when you shop at grocery stores, are you shopping for Twinkies or tamales or what?
Right.
I'm just kidding.
Well, it's like Tommy is the reselling version of a logistics major in the Army.
Yeah, that's true.
I go, but really, to answer your question, when I go to the grocery store, I randomly scan things. Just random. Like yesterday, we ran there to get something for dinner, and some things I scanned were these cookies I never seen the packaging before, never heard of it. So I scanned them. And if I was doing eBay, or not eBay, if I was doing Amazon at the moment, I think they would have been a good buy because they were, I'm not sure, because I don't do it. From my knowledge of it, these packs were $2.25 a piece, but they were selling on Amazon 6 packs for $30.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I don't go super deep, but it looked like it was a pretty good deal,
Right.
Grocery stores are great places. Sorry, I didn't mean to derail the conversation.
No, but I'm saying just an example, random stuff. I go to the dollar aisle, I scan their cleaners, I scan their snacks. It's whatever.
Yeah.
But just always scan. I pick a different section, whatever aisle I'm in, anything that looks intriguing or a new product that comes out. A while back, I was selling on eBay. They had a special edition of Mario SpaghettiOs, and they ran a sale in the store on them. The 4 for $2 or something like that.
Yeah.
Right.
And I was selling them on eBay, a 6-pack of them for $19 plus shipping.
There you go.
And I sold out, and I went to the store to get more, and well, we don't have them no more. Now there's Star Wars or something, and they're not going for nearly as much. And the Star Wars aren't selling for nearly as much as the Mario Brothers did.
Well, I know.
Let's hear a little bit about you for anybody that might not have.
Everything I'm seeing is frozen on. Y'all still there?
Yeah.
We're here. Everything seems to be running good over here.
Yep.
Oh God, I'm looking at the wrong screen. I clicked away from it. Sorry. I was trying to move everything over to this side so I wouldn't look like I was looking sideways all the time. Sorry, and I had YouTube up and I had it sitting over the top of it. But yeah, hey, Landshark Picker. I'm sure everybody knows that by now. My name is Craig. I live in the great state of Alabama. Still all in the same places everybody does: eBay, Amazon, Facebook Marketplace. Macari, sourcing all the same places, auctions and Craigslist as well for sourcing. I appreciate everybody showing up this morning. So I'm looking forward to this discussion. I think it'll go well. We're got some good ideas. So,
of course, last but not least, of course, NASCAR Man 3345, Derek. I do Macari. I have stepped down a little bit from eBay now, mostly Macari, full bore on that. Toy shows, diecast shows, go to flea markets, yard sales, whatever store has vintage stuff, a lot of thrift stores, and I do my auctions on Monday nights and racing on Friday nights here on my channel.
Cool.
Cool.
So,
See,
so,
that's one-
so,
One
Tom,
thing I always forget that you guys say is my location. I am located in central Wisconsin.
does your location in Wisconsin really matter? Wisconsin is Wisconsin,
Right. I live in the little itty bitty state of Rhode Island. Itty bitty.
It's like 3 square miles, right? Oh my! I don't know why I made the connection. I hear Tommy talking about the grocery store, and I hear Derek talking about vintage. I'm like, those two words cannot go together. You can't have vintage and groceries. That wouldn't work real well.
Right,
I don't know
exactly.
why I thought that.
But you know what? I think I sold out.
Well,
I have sold vintage groceries.
Really?
I've sold some old candy bars, expired candy bars.
Wow.
And they were a version of Butterfinger from like 5 years ago or something. And I sold them as expired. I was basically selling the wrapper, but the candy bar was still in there, sealed wrapper.
wow.
And I got good money for them. So in some cases, vintage grocery works.
Yeah,
Wow.
well, like I have, I'm going to be posting it up. I have a Super Mario cereal box.
Yeah.
So some of those, I know they had Flutie Flakes that we had around here, Doug Flutie. So,
Oh, really?
but all that stuff, I mean, find some of the older cereal boxes and
I know for a long time, Wheaties were very popular for collectors because they had
That's
sports
funny.
figures and stuff like that.
Yep.
That's what I just went.
There you go. See?
Say,
Vintage grocery.
Nice.
And there's
Wheaties.
there's very much a collector following for that stuff for Wheaties.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how popular it is now.
It still is. It's just, it all depends. I mean, a lot of
2012.
the Jordan stuff, of course, like
Right.
the Jordan stuff, the McGuire stuff and everything pretty much faded off. Like that'd be huge around there. Yep, there you go. Yep. There's that Clay Matthews.
Also 2012.
Nice.
So it's vintage as far as groceries concerned, I would
Right.
think.
Right.
Let's
And it's grocery. So vintage grocery sometimes works if it's the right vintage grocery. I'm not going to go sell an old can of beets or something.
Right.
unless it was potted meat or spam that's carrying.
Right.
Oh my! Let's go down and say hello to everybody before we get into this.
Absolutely. Do you want to do that, Craig?
I'll do it if y'all want me to.
Sure, go ahead.
Sand Dollar. That's a name I don't recognize. If you've been in here before, I apologize. But this is your first time. Welcome in, NASCAR man. Siosa Sales. Good morning. Glad you decided to come back. Thanks for joining us. BK Vending and Flipping. Matt, how's it going? Teach Flips, my Alabama buddy. How are you? In it to flip it. Good morning, Eric Bischoff. Good to see you again. DG Picker, Mr. Jordan. Yeah. I don't know if y'all saw Jordan's post on Facebook yesterday. I think Jordan posted something like, when I was little, we played outside until it got dark. We rode bicycles without helmets, all the old school type stuff. I told Jordan, I said, you're not old enough to know that kind of stuff.
Right, exactly.
My kids aren't even, he's about my kids' age, I think. Well, welcome in, Jordan. Nate, every day I'm hustling. What's going on, man? Michelle Lathan, good morning. Thanks for coming in. Reseller Man. Be the Difference Clothing, good morning. Tiffany, Eat Sleep Amazon, good morning. Thanks for coming in, Tiffany. DC Sales, thanks for making it this morning. If I leave anybody out, please somebody speak up. Cody Bruh, oh, where'd it go? Cody Bruh, good morning. Stuff from Sally, good to see you again. Kelly D. Mod Ward, good morning. Good to see you. Good morning for sure. Neville, our brother from across the big pond.
That's it, yeah.
Good to see you. He's been here the last couple of mornings at least. I
That's
appreciate
good.
you coming every morning. Samrock Pixie, yes, she's over there with Tommy. She's like 10 feet behind him, probably.
She's probably about 20 feet up that way.
She's in the back 40. Veronica, the cherry picker, welcome. FGS, good morning. I think I got to the bottom. Hopefully I didn't leave anybody out.
Michelle Lathan.
Yep.
Fat Girl Sewing.
Got those.
Yeah.
Yep.
And, yeah. Okay. Then Joy. Good morning, Joy. Joy.
Yep. But we appreciate everybody coming in for sure. And we're going to treat this show just like we have any other. We thought about having it pretty structured. And after we talked a little bit and with Anthony possibly running a little bit late, we thought it would be kind of odd if we had two people debating against one person. So we're going to try and take a little bit more of an informal.
Come on, me and Craig against Derek. Let's do it.
That ain't happening because I'm running everybody over.
Yeah, we decided to take a little bit less formal approach to this. We're still going to talk about each one of these topics and show what we'll talk about, the positives and negatives. But any one of us could be presenting both positives and negatives. So still trying to get all the information out there. And
absolutely, I think I kind of came up with the topic because these three things are the main three things that I struggled with for a very long time. The first few years of trying to decide what's the better way to do it. And I still don't have it 100% down. Like I'm set. This is the way I'm going to do it. I'm not going to change it. Because as times change, things change and you change up. But I figure what we do, since these three things here are pretty much the most controversial you see. Everybody's either arguing free shipping or defending free shipping, and everybody has their own reasons. So we figured we'd get to 4, now 3 minds until Anthony jumps in. the pros and cons of each one. And if anybody's on the fence, maybe we can provide some information that'll help you make that decision.
Right. And again, anytime we talk about this stuff, we're not going to say one is right and one is wrong.
Absolutely.
Because all these are options and they apply to different people in different ways. And I feel pretty confident speaking for all of us that are always up here. We're never claiming to be professionals at this. We're very much, saying that it works for different people different ways. So don't feel like we're trying to shove this down your throat or say that this is the way you have to do it or this is better than the other way. With anything we talk about, Justin Jacobs, good morning. And I've got another one that we can add to the bottom of the list that might go well. Oh my, I had it. The whole golly, I had it just a second ago.
Mm-hmm.
All right, keep talking. It'll come back to me.
See what happens with age.
Yeah. Caffeinated Christy, thank you for coming in.
All right, I gotta look at the title. That'll. Oh well, forget it.
Maybe it'll click back in. We have 32 people watching.
The switch will pop in a minute.
Right.
I don't know what it is.
Chocolate pudding versus pudding.
Yep, Mom, Craig said chocolate pudding versus pistachio pudding.
Exactly. Neither one.
Don't forget warm banana pudding too.
Oh, Misha.
Hi, Misha. T-flips.
Yeah. So the first one I have on the list here is the free shipping option versus paid shipping.
Free versus paid.
Free versus paid. I hear a lot about it. I see a lot of people talk about it. I went back and forth with it.
But before we get into it, let's ask everybody in the chat. And most people are one versus the other. Some might do a combination of the two. In the chat, do you do free shipping or do you do paid shipping?
Right. And if you're somebody that kind of does both, what's your primary? What's the majority of your stuff? Is it free?
Nathan says shipping ain't free. So
yeah.
No, we all know that there's no such thing as free shipping.
Yeah.
But as far as offering it, using that little free shipping button on eBay,
yeah,
that's what we're talking about.
All right, so on that topic, what do you do, Tommy? You do free or paid?
I used to do free shipping, and I recently, and when I say recently, it's like over the last 6 months I've been converting. Now I'm pretty much all paid shipping. Right.
I do the same thing. Tommy and I've got a lot alike when it comes to a lot of these things, because I think we've tried a lot of them just to see if any of them have any effect either way. Right. But right now and for the last probably 6 months, I've been doing paid shipping.
That same
across the board. everything. Doesn't matter if it's a 1 ounce piece of paper that I'm selling. It's going to be fixed. It's going to be paid shipping.
Yeah, I've done a couple of free shipping, and I was like, nah, I'd rather just go paid shipping myself now.
And why did you decide to go with the paid shipping versus the free?
Well, with Macari, with Macari, it's they're already giving you the setup that you can just print out the label and go with it. You don't have to go and try to go into pirate ship, try to measure everything, try to get everything situated. It's a lot simpler for myself. Everything.
I'm Macari. You absorb the cost of the label, or you put that to your customer to pay it?
Put that to my customer. I put that to my customer. I sometimes I would like to give people free shipping, but for myself, with the way everything is going and the way it's a lot tougher for me to try to get out there and try to measure a box and make sure that it's all set the way, and I have to weigh it. I mean, yeah, I still weigh it to double check it, but it's a lot easier when you can just put the paid shipping, and it's easier for me.
Right. Well, there's the whole thing with free shipping is some people are of the opinion that you get that bump for doing free shipping.
Mm-hmm.
I can see a potential positive for that. Do you get any more of a bump than you do not offering free shipping? I don't know. Between the two, like I've always talked about, it's so hard to look at this stuff because, if you change back and, change one time, you don't know if it's because you made a change or what. Again, if you have the right item at the right price, does it really matter whether you're offering free shipping or not?
Right.
Those that aren't doing free shipping or that are typically bake the cost of their shipping into their product cost.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That's all you're doing.
So if I'm going to sell this piece of paper for $4 free shipping,
right,
or 30 cents plus paid shipping, in the end, for the dollar amount, it's really the same.
Exactly.
And if you're doing free shipping, then you're probably baking in that $3 whatever it would cost to ship this.
Mm-hmm. With the paid shipping, at least I know, okay, I have it set at this price because to technically look at it, say it's $4 for shipping, that's about right what the price is going to be. So,
right.
And I'm, I'm going to talk about some of the positives of going with the free shipping, even though I don't do it myself. When I did do it, why I did it.
mm-hmm.
And I did it for a number of reasons. For one, I believe it does give you a bump in the algorithm.
Right.
I believe it. I don't know it for a fact. I believe it. I've been told it. Who knows? Nobody really knows Cassini, but I believe that. So that was my primary reason.
Mm-hmm.
The second reason was you get that little fast and free thing on your.
Yeah.
Which draws people's attention to your listing potentially.
People love to see free. They want to get something free. They don't care if it's a pen, if it's a sticker, if it's what they think is shipping. People love that. Another reason that I did it is people don't like to think a lot anymore. They're so used to everything being automated and computers doing everything for them. Sometimes people, when I was doing free shipping, I could get more on an item with the free shipping versus that same item with calculated shipping, that the total price would end up being cheaper. But people don't want to sit there and say, oh, this is $9.98 plus $4.99 shipping. I don't want to add that simple equation in my head. I'd rather just pay $15 free shipping,
Mm-hmm.
which actually is a few pennies more,
Right.
Because it does it for them. They're paying it. They know right off the bat the total cost. You don't have to figure anything out.
Right. Now, those are great points for sure. One thing I like about free shipping is that, and I do free shipping, like I said, is if I'm charging shipping, whether it's flat, calculated, whatever, then that gives me the ability to reduce my price on the item, run a sale at whatever level it is, without it affecting my actual cost or what I'm bringing in to cover that shipping.
Right.
I've pretty got, I've got in the back of my mind, I've got for all my first class items, I charge a certain amount. I know I've got in the back of my mind, I've got that to cover my shipping. So even if I drop that thing down to a penny and sell it, I'm still going to be able to ship it.
Right.
You know, so that's one reason I like doing free shipping. I mean, I'm sorry, charge paid shipping. Did I say free shipping? My mind's going crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, charge shipping gives me that flexibility of being able to run any kind of sale, any kind of promotion without affecting my ability to pay and ship that item.
Right.
What I'm bringing in for that product, you know?
Right. Also, like STP South Texas Picker said, when you do free shipping, you're eating the cost of that shipping if there's a return. Where if you have the paid shipping and they just bought it, oh, I changed my mind, I don't like it, I want to return it. You know, it's not anything but not as described. They're getting the purchase price back. They're not getting that shipping cost back.
Right. Exactly. That's another good point. So any negatives to doing either one? I know we talked a lot of positives, but that's potentially, you know, from a buyer.
That would be a negative of free shipping. You know, if they do return it, now that item just costs you more money to purchase because you figure that you got to tack on that shipping price.
Right.
To, like, if you can sell it again, that's that much less you're going to make on it.
True.
I've only had one return, so the whole time I've been doing it, even back when I was on eBay back in late 90s, because a lot of times, a lot of the stuff that I sell, it's collectibles, and they know. I mean, you're seeing the piece for right there. And the way that we put the
and I do. I think some of it can play a role in what you're selling.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, there's stuff that has high return rate. For instance, clothing.
Yep.
You know, has probably one of the highest return rates because people get them, they try them on, and they don't fit just right, or they don't fit the way they thought they were going. You do the free shipping, and in conjunction, which we'll talk about too, the free returns. These people can basically rent your clothing for nothing.
Right, with no risk, knowing they can return it.
They have nothing to lose. Where at least if you're doing paid shipping, well, they might second guess returning it or make sure that that's what they want before they buy it, because it's going to cost them the shipping at least.
Right. I mean, for example, this is, you know, sports cards, individual sports cards.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, some of them there's not a lot of money in. I mean, this is probably a $1 to maybe $3 card, 79 Pete Rose.
Okay.
At most.
Yep.
If I try and sell that as an individual card, and I look out there at comps, every one of them is going to have free shipping. It's not going to, you know, and that's something. And there's a lot of people selling these kind of cards and making okay money.
Right.
But when they ship it, they're sticking it in a protective sleeve and putting a stamp on an envelope.
Yep. That's it. Done.
You know, there's some categories and some items that, you know, paid shipping just doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You know, I mean, that's within that same thought process, though. If I grab a stack of 20 of these and sell them and charge $9.99 shipping because I got to ship it priority because it's heavier, you know, that same category, but just more in bulk, you know?
Right.
And Tommy Bernard just made an excellent point, too, that me and Destiny were just talking about this like 2 days ago. That free shipping, it does give you a bump, but one of the downsides of shipping is promoted listings. If you do promoted listing is on the sale price.
Right.
And not the shipping. So if you have your shipping included for free shipping and included into your price, that's just more of a promoted listing fee they're going to take.
Right. You're losing more on your shipping.
Paid shipping, they're only taking it out of what the item sold for, not the shipping.
So it seems like the give and takes of free versus paid shipping is one at the highest level. One of them kind of gives you a little more flexibility with the pricing of your item.
Right.
And one gives you that little bit of a bump. Are those the two biggest things in the positives for each side?
That's what it looks like. I mean, that's what we're seeing. Yeah.
You know, and I do best offer on everything.
So do I.
It's a lot easier to keep track of when somebody makes me an offer. Am I willing to let this item go? Especially since I do a lot of bigger items. That, man, how much is that going to cost me to ship? I don't really know because I don't really know when they make the offer where they're located.
Right.
You know, where now they're making me an offer just on the product itself, and I know what I can flex on there.
Right.
Right. True. I mean, it's tough. You know, I know a lot, and I know Tommy has. I know a lot of people in chat probably have. You tried both?
Mm-hmm.
Is there right or wrong? No.
There isn't.
And again, that's going to be the same situation with a lot of these things we talk about. You know, it's just what's right for you, and you know, you make in your mind understanding why you're doing it. You know, it is what it is. You know, I don't think there's any glaring positives or negatives that are going to, you know, would really drag you one way or the other. You know,
Right.
It's on preference. I think if the way that you feel is comfortable for your own self.
Right.
And I'm also going to mention too, since Derek's primarily Macari too, and I know there's other Macari sellers, and I sell on Macari too, and kind of the same as Tommy said with the promoted listing fees on Macari. If you do free shipping, incorporate the price and ship yourself, Macari takes a flat 10%. They're also going to take 10% of that incorporated shipping that you put in, versus if you have the customer pay for it, they're only taking 10% of the sale price. So you're not losing as much money.
Right.
True. Is there anything else on shipping versus free shipping out of the chat? I know y'all been talking a little bit.
STP says he doesn't do best offers.
That's another one we could have kind of debated best offer, because
let's add that one to the bottom of the list.
Yeah,
right.
we'll
put that in the bottom. All right.
Y'all are cool with that. STP, we'll talk about that. I know it's kind of flown by, and it's definitely the thing is, all 3 or 4, however many topics we go over so far with these are very closely related.
Right.
Yeah.
And one could affect the other potentially.
Yeah, absolutely. Some work in conjunction with each other.
So you want to jump into the next one? I mean, we've already been almost half an hour.
Tommy Bernard says, my personal opinion is you make 100%. You 100% make more money charging shipping. Also, there's a lot of bookkeeping, a whole new line of items for thousands of items each year. How much do you make versus time spent?
Yeah.
It's true.
But, you know, if you're charging shipping, you know, you get into the whole, and this may be a really good segue into the next flat versus calculated of, you know, if you're charging shipping, how do you calculate what you're going to charge?
Mm-hmm.
Do you charge the same flat rate across everything? Do you have one rate for all your first class items, a certain flat rate for all of your priority items? Do you, you know, do you do it based on category? You know,
Right.
So flat rate or calculated.
Right. That's the next one. And what do you do, Craig? What's your primary?
I do flat rate. So out of the first one, I do paid shipping. I'm sorry, I jumped right over free returns, but we can come back to that one.
Yeah, we'll come back.
I think this one's a little bit closer related to what we were talking about.
Right.
I do paid shipping and I do flat. So those are the two things I do so far. I like flat rate. I do break mine down. All my first class items, I charge $4.99. Now somebody's going to say, what if you have to ship to California and it's 15 ounces? That's going to cost you $5.30 or whatever that high end number is. Well, on that item, I'm going to lose money, but I'm also going to charge $4.99 for something that's 2 ounces and it's going to my next door neighbor.
Right.
You know, in my opinion, and really, I don't think you can look at individual items and say, did I win or lose in shipping? You know, you got to look at the overall picture of, and in my mind, in my situation, it's a wash overall.
Right. You win some on some and not others. Same thing. That you try to flat rate as much as possible. You know?
And I honestly think when it comes to the first class packages, because I do the same thing, flat $4.99, and I believe that I probably make more than I lose. Mm-hmm. Most of my flat rate is, or my first class is cheaper than $4.99 to ship. Occasionally it'll be a little bit more, but a majority of the times it's cheaper.
Right, but you've also got to consider the cost of your box, the cost of your bubble wrap, your tape, and your time.
Right.
And in general, I mean, I'm not saying that
Right.
but that that flat rate shipping is going to have a different impact on somebody that sells smalls. It's going to have if you're charging $4, $5, because it is shipping and handling.
Right.
If you're having to get in the car and take your item to the post office.
Mhm.
I do calculated on anything that's bigger than what's going to fit in the padded flat rate envelope. Like I don't use the regional boxes. I don't use the medium and large flat rate boxes.
Right.
I don't say, well, this is roughly going to cost about this and pack it in my own box and do a flat rate. If it's anything that's going to be bigger than a padded flat rate, I do calculated shipping on it. Now, I believe, Craig, you do flat rates on everything, right?
I do flat rate on everything. And I make mistakes every now and then. I'm not perfect, nor is anybody in the world.
Yes. Yeah.
But I'm doing like you're talking about. I've been through the phase of doing calculated. In my opinion, I'm spending more time on an item that may or may not sell than I should, in my opinion.
Right.
I'm gonna have to measure it. I'm gonna have to weigh it. Like you talked. I think we talked about pre-boxing some stuff in the past.
Right.
I've gotten pretty good at grabbing something that that's gonna be first class. Okay, it's $4.99. If it's above first class, I guess it weighs roughly this. Here's what it's gonna. I've got business policies for like my DVD VCR combos. It's just a flat $23 or what. I don't even know what it is. I haven't looked at it in so long.
Okay.
I know that's going to cover me from here to California or anywhere in between. Give or take a few dollars.
Right.
It's I think the key to that is having a good understanding of shipping.
Mm-hmm.
What things typically cost, without having to look them up. But
I get it. Usually it's four. It's like $4.99, $8.99, $14.99, and $20.99. That's what because anything else bigger than that, that's when I have to start really looking at other aspects.
Right.
Thanks to Mr. Bargain Effect. Now I get a real scale that I can. I think this weighs about 12 ounces.
I do the calculated.
You do calculate on everything that's above first class. Is that what you're saying?
No, anything that's above like a padded flat.
Okay, right.
Like, stereo receivers, DVD combos, all that. I do calculate it. And the reason I do calculate it is because I know I'm not going to screw up bad on shipping. I'm not going to misjudge.
Right.
But eat any cost. Another reason I do it is because me and you are selling the exact same DVD combo. And we're selling it for the exact same price.
Right.
As far as asking price. But you have a flat rate shipping, so you have a flat rate shipping of what? What are your DVD combos average?
Like 23, 25, somewhere around $20.
Okay. So $20. We'll say $20. And I do calculated shipping. I think it gives me a better chance that the guy in Chicago, me versus you, is going to buy mine. Because for me to ship that to Chicago, it's going to be like $12.
Right. So
he's going to save money. But it can work in reverse too, because the guy in Alabama is going to buy it from you.
Right. So you potentially get a better regional bump potentially.
Yeah, that's what I sell a lot. I mean, I have the ones. It seems like everything that's really big, the expensive stuff to ship, everything goes to California. It goes as far as
guaranteed.
What is it? A lot of people say that when you do something like that, that's when everybody uses 90210 as when you're going to get a price. That's
if I want to see what's going to cost me to ship out there, that's what I do. I'll put in 90210 in Pirate Ship or somewhere like that.
Yep.
And another reason that I do the calculated on most of my stuff is the box and a bag method through Pirate Ship. So if I do calculated shipping and give eBay the information on this box this shoebox,
Mhm.
Right.
and then okay, they're buying it. They agree to that shipping price, and I go to Pirate Ship and I throw it in a bag, and my shipping cost is now half of what eBay quoted them. I made money.
Right.
Right.
You
It's a good
know,
point. I don't know. I've done both. I have not gone wide scale with calculated.
Mhm.
I went through a phase of doing calculated on my heavier stuff, with some of the DVD VCR combos. I think I made one mistake on one about a year and a half ago that went to California, and I had a smaller. My shipping was incorrect on it. I think I had $9.99 on it for some reason. When I had listed, I got in a hurry, and I selected my. I've got a good number of shipping policies, but I selected my $9.99 priority, which is usually something that's too big to put in a padded flat rate, but yet in that $12 to $15 range. It's that kind of medium size, and I do a lot of $9.99 shipping on my priority stuff, and that covers me 85-90% of the time. It could be this. I don't even have something close that. It could have been this. Nice. It could be a Monopoly for millennials. It probably weighs 2 or 3 pounds.
Yep.
It may cost me $11 to get it to California, but it may cost me $8 to get it to Georgia.
Mhm.
Nice.
Right.
Mine's not.
no, Anthony's it shows him trying to come in, but
I saw you said that. I'm like, okay.
And I'm like, what?
yeah, it won't even let me add him until he can get his mic and his camera.
Yeah. It's
And I
just
know he's had some trouble last couple of times he tried to join.
it's a device.
Ha,
Yeah.
we got him. We got him.
Hey.
There we go.
Just get him when you can, all right?
Yeah, sorry about that, guys.
Nah, you're fine.
Not a problem.
He's still here. My AC unit was completely frozen through. That's why all my inventory is drenched.
Has it been running a lot?
Yeah, and we keep it like a meat locker in here. So
I'm the same way.
Yeah, you called it.
Be sure you change your filter out regularly, and if it runs a lot, probably change it out more regularly than you think you need to.
yeah, I need to go get one like right after the show.
I only say that because I know that from experience.
Yeah.
Because mine's frozen up a couple of times. We were talking about that before the show. I said it's probably that it's frozen up if it's running more than normal. Another thing that can cause it is if your Freon levels are low and it's trying to work too hard to.
Yeah, it pushes. Yep.
So you just got to turn it off, let it defrost, and then.
Dawn says Anthony's in a safe house somewhere in Bulgaria.
All right, let's jump back and get we covered the free shipping.
Yep.
What do you do, Anthony? I hate to go backwards, but let's at least get his.
I do
opinion
shipping on top. Paid
You do
shipping.
shipping on top.
Yeah.
I always do the same. I do the same thing. We had some good arguments both ways of free and paid. So you do shipping on top on everything.
Except for like trading cards.
Right.
I do free shipping on all trading cards.
Yeah.
Right. And then that's one thing I brought up when we talked about that was that there's some categories or even items specifically that the market, that's what they bear. They bear free shipping,
Right.
And individual trading cards are that way.
Mhm.
Yep.
So we just really gotten a good little ways into flat rate versus calculated.
I'm a calculated guy. I like to make sure that the customer gets the best deal and I'm not getting beat over the head with having to pay for shipping.
Right.
Mhm.
It's a good approach.
Thrifty Santa just came into the chat and he has a question here, guys. Do you know eBay has an option to not pass along our shipping discounts to the customer? They
Right.
pay full price while we pay the discounted rate, thus making a little money on shipping.
Right. I don't remember what that defaults to. I think it defaults to passing it along. And I think I've always selected that. I haven't
Yeah.
changed it.
I don't pass my discount along, so I usually always make a little bit of something on shipping.
Right.
And
Because
that's
they're going to
smart.
pay retail shipping and we pay commercial,
Right.
That's
It's-
smart in the sense of covering your costs for materials and stuff. Boxes, poly bags, whatever it
And
may be.
that's exactly what I account that to. So their shipping charge, they're paying retail, and then that couple of bucks that I might make helps cover bubble wrap, boxes, tape, poly bags.
For sure.
Jenna Parrish, welcome in. She says, I always choose calculated shipping, but hard goods, I try to prepackage items to have the box size and the weight correct. And I'm always been on the fence on that. I really considered it with some of my heavier items, my BCRD and things like that. It'd be probably a little bit easier to store them in boxes. But I think I mentioned it a minute ago, and I'm not saying it's wrong, but if I do that work,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It may be a 50, half one way, half dozen the other. If I do that work ahead of time and I box it up and I weigh it and I do all that, have I done that work potentially for an item that may not sell?
Well, yeah, and I understand your point. And with that, what I would say is it's nice to have it pre-boxed, so when it does sell, you can just grab the box.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a negative to that too, which I'm finding. You start boxing up every receiver and VCR combo, it eats up shelf space a lot faster because you're adding all that space to your packing.
Right.
And you've also got to consider that, there's very few of us in this industry that just love listing. I know there's a few of us, but there's not me that you look forward to listing every day.
Right.
Face it, it's not fun. And because I don't like it as much, adding another step of pre-packaging into that is going to make me like it even worse.
Exactly.
Yep. Again, not saying it's right, wrong, or indifferent. That's just the way I look at it.
And like you said, you go through that work for an item that potentially isn't going to sell.
Right.
Or it may take 6 months.
You're not supposed to buy items that ain't going to sell.
Right. Well, right. But still, I'm putting in the work now. And that's what I kind of said, 51, 61, half dozen other. Do I do the work now or do I do it when it sells? That packaging up and bubble wrapping and taping up has to be done at some point. Another point is if you pre-pack and you tape the box, what if you get does that have this connection? Does that have, give me a picture of this, or if it's a piece of clothing. I know you put clothing in a poly bag, but assume that you put clothing in a box. Well, what's the measurement of the button to where my belly button would be, Right. You never know when you're going to get questions about an item that you have to take out of a box.
Right.
Right. That is true.
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, and that's what's so neat about this industry and what we do is everybody's got their own opinions and their own information and reasons why they do what they do.
Right. I want to welcome in Just Meet Kathy.
In it to flip it says that
and Debbie the sales.
He didn't know he had the option not to pass on the shipping discount. And I believe that's in your account site preferences shipping.
I think it is.
Yeah.
And I the problem is I haven't messed with it. I don't remember what it defaults to.
I think it defaults to not passing it on because I've never adjusted that. And mine always is a little bit cheaper. Like I always get a discount on what they actually pay for the shipping.
When you do and I guess you'd see it more on calculated than when you would on fixed price. That makes sense. It's probably not as noticeable if I do fixed price because I don't know what it's going to be.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So,
Hey, Kathy.
So does anybody in the chat have any other thoughts on flat rate versus calculated? I know there's a lot that's we talked about.
Fucking Minnesota reselling came in, said, "Morning, crew. Good morning to you, Plucking Minnesota."
How you doing, Plucking?
Is that plucking or plucking?
Right. Joanna, she says all our clothes are measured at the time of listing, the bagged and tagged. I was just using that as an example. You never know when you're going to get a question about an item. And the clothing was a bad example because everybody typically stores those in poly bags, but any item that you would pre-box, if you got some question of, how long does the battery last on electronic, or does it have this feature? Does it have this button? Does it,
BK says that he pre-packs shoes and he's only had to open a box once. I've been pretty fortunate too. I try to be pretty descriptive, even with clothing in my measure. Out of all the clothing we've sold, I've only had to go and because we put in a clear poly bag before it gets sent out in a regular poly bag, and we vacuum seal those.
right?
And the reason we do that is because we had issues with our basement backing up, and it would get kind of funky, and then I'd feel I'd have to wash my inventory to get that funky smell out. But if I vacuum seal it, just give the bag a wipe down with some Awesome or Windex, make the bag smell good, and it didn't get into the clothes. But I've only had to tear that open once or twice out of all the clothes because they asked for a specific measurement or something that we didn't put in.
Right. I don't do a lot of clothing. I use Ziploc bags and slap it in the bin. But I used your storage method. I follow a Facebook group that's on Poshmark sellers.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody was talking about storage and different methods and using bankers boxes and stuff like that. And I said, I got a better idea for clothing. I got a guy that I know that uses filing cabinets and loves it.
They're excellent. I got right there. They're beautiful. There's no lifting involved. There's no. I started out with the totes, and every piece of clothing, we'd stack them four or five high because we were limited in the space. It seemed like every piece I sold was in that bottom bin.
Exactly. And watching Justin RVA, and he talks about playing Tetris with his boxes. I'm like, that just gives me a headache of having to do that.
Right. And we had our totes numbered like T1, T2, T3, but they were never in numerical order because you're always shuffling them around.
Yeah, definitely.
Every day I'm shuffling.
Where in your storage, you have just as much room in a tote or more, depending on how deep your cabinet is. And ours vary because I get whatever ones I can get for free or $5. But that drawer is always in the same spot.
Yeah.
F17 is always right here. F22 is always right here. It's never looking at my stack of totes and going,
Yeah. And it gets back to efficiency like we were talking a handful of days ago,
Yeah.
But anything else on flat rate versus calculated?
I think we pretty much covered it, unless somebody in chat can mention anything that we skipped over as a pro or con. But I think we hit both sides of it pretty good.
Yeah.
I know Tommy Bernard was talking about flat rate gives his customers the best deal because he takes it a step further, doesn't even use eBay's shipping prices. He goes through, I'm assuming, Pirate Ship to get an even better discount on stuff for the buyer. He might be able to clarify that.
But if he's doing flat rate, he's charging the customer a flat rate, right?
No, I'm sorry. He's doing calculated.
Oh, calculated. I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
I was about to say, wait, that doesn't make sense. But yeah, with calculated definitely makes sense.
Jessica Kathy, real quick, asks, what's the cost of bread bags and where are they located in the store? I buy these. They're the 1 gallon. I just buy the off-brand. And usually we can pick these up they're 75, I think, in here. Yep, 75 bags. And we pick them up 2 boxes for $3 most of the time on sale.
Are they still in the same area of like the Ziplocs?
They're right by your garbage bags, your Ziplocs, your aluminum foil. They're always where you buy your little sandwich baggies. If you go on eBay or Amazon and you want to buy these, you can get them in a roll of like 5,000 or something, and you're going to pay even less per bag.
Do you put the suffocation sticker on them?
No, eBay doesn't require that. You don't. I just put them in just like this, and it'll hold. This is a big denim jumper,
right?
That fits in there, and I think it's a nice presentation when they pull it out of the mailing poly bag. Plus, it's double coated. If that one would get tore, snagged on a machine or something like that, like I say, it protects it from whatever. And then my little inventory number goes on there, and So when it comes to finding them in my filing cabinet, they just stand up like this, and it's basically going through a file.
Yeah.
Snap them out.
Do you how do you seal those? Do you tape? Oh, you said you
This one, for instance, because it is big, it wouldn't fit. Because I mean, this one's pretty much closest to the max, so I just got clear tape. But usually I use a food saver machine that you would use for like your meats or whatever, put them in the freezer, and then I just vacuum seal it like that.
You're not as stupid as everybody says you are. No, I'm kidding.
I keep telling them, but nobody listens to me because they think I'm stupid. No.
I'm kidding. Yeah, the more I see, the more I like. I don't do a lot of clothing, but
and like I say, and I don't go. You don't need one of them big fancy. What do they call them things? With the arm, the heat sealers.
right, the one actually.
I got this at the thrift store for $2.
And you see those I see them pretty often.
Yep, they're real cheap, and a lot of times you can get them with the heavier bags in there. Like I think, well, yeah, this one's got a roll where I can make a custom size bag if I need to, like, put something big, a snowmobile suit, a jacket, or something like that. Vacuum seal.
I know that Kathy's asking to Craig, do you think that we should be putting the suffocation warning on there? You know, she says, what if somebody takes one of the bags I send, you know, and suffocates on them?
I know. I don't know if eBay requires it or not. Truthfully,
eBay doesn't require it. Amazon does.
Right. I knew Amazon did. I just didn't know. I wasn't 100%
I know
sure.
it's not a requirement of eBay.
Right.
But at the same point, unless you have like the added on liability insurance for your business, they can theoretically sue you for that as the merchant that they're buying it from.
Yep. I do. When I buy the bags like that in bulk, I get the ones that have the pre-printed suffocation warning on them. The self-seal, probably pay a little bit more than you're paying for the ones that you're using. But
I mean, what did I figure? I figured these come out to 2 cents a bag.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've ever figured out your suffocation bags, but
I don't know.
I figure everything out, and these come down to 2 cents a bag.
Right. I don't sell enough clothing to. I mean, when I ran out, I started using a Ziploc bag.
You should just get a Sharpie and write on it, "Don't be stupid." I mean,
you can buy stickers of the suffocation warning on them for $7 or $8. Yeah. But yeah, it's definitely different. You know, it's just a personal preference. If eBay doesn't require it, you know, you can only cover yourself so much, in my opinion. You know,
point too, you could add on, you know, if you're incorporated, you can add on the extra bit of insurance that covers you in case somebody is stupid.
Right. And there's stupid people out there. I'm probably one of them sometimes.
So that's an addition to insurance policy. I need the stupid person's addition to my insurance policy.
Yeah. Need the Derek policy.
That's where I buy mine at. I just get my bags at the local grocery store.
Yeah, I like the idea of using the kitchen thing to seal it though. That's a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking at those. I forgot what they're called. They're just like the bar that you press.
Yeah,
down.
and it physically gets up there and heats up and gets real hot. I know that one does too.
So Steve Elkhorn has one in the background in his videos.
Right.
And I was going to get one of those, and then I came across that at the thrift store for $2, and it's got adjustable temperature. So if you're using a thicker bag,
right,
or a thinner bag, you can turn it up or down accordingly, and it will actually suck the air and everything out too. And I'm like, well, that's $2, and it does the same thing that this thing does that they want $50 for. So
yeah, we've got one. We when we were buying meat in bulk, like Costco or Sam's, would come in and pre-pack, you know, cut it down in smaller portions and pre-pack it. And it was really nice.
No, yeah, they are. They're nice.
Anything else on Flat or Calculated? I think we beat that dead horse pretty well.
I think we kind of killed that.
And I guess we lost Anthony. I know he's probably got the guy there still potentially.
Yeah. And we lost Derek. Derek's probably helping Anthony. I don't know.
He just went right across the screen over there. No. So free returns versus paid returns or no returns. Or
And this is a big controversial one that I always hear about. Whether to do free returns or not. And I used to do free returns on everything too, because again, I believe it gave that bump in the search. And took care of that. But I believe it gave that bump in the search. I also liked how you were protected from negative feedback,
right.
which I don't really have an issue with since I've changed over. I got 100% positive feedback. 3 out of 3 years, I've had 1 negative feedback. So I feel that's pretty good.
I've had 1 and I had it removed.
There you go.
I do free returns. I do 30-day free returns. I know some people do the 60 or 90 days. In my mind, it gives the customer that almost Amazon feeling, because Amazon, Walmart, they're going to take something back regardless,
Right.
If I'm looking at something, I mean, obviously, and I do it on 99% of the stuff I sell. If I'm selling something for parts or repair, I'm putting no returns. That's just
right.
And that should be implied by it being for parts or repair only. But I make sure I put that as my business policy on those items. And I don't know what my return rate is, but it is very low. I've had a couple of electronics returned. I had a pedometer, the little thing you clip on your belt that keeps up with your steps and everything.
Right.
It was new in package. It was new old stock. It'd been sitting on somebody's shelf for a long time and sitting in the thrift store. I bought it for $1 or something, sold it for 20 something.
You're in there.
Yeah, thanks.
And they sent it back saying that only one function of it worked. I was like, okay, send it back. And even so, even if you offer free returns, you can just tell them, just throw it away, keep it. I guess you can do the same thing with non-free returns. It's their choice, but
right.
And I'll do that sometimes on an item that is heavy, like if they get a DVD, and I may be subject to scams. If I get a potential return on something like that, I'm not paying $20-something to have somebody ship me a DVD VCR combo back.
Right.
And I'm very quick to err on the side of the customer, with that kind of stuff. Do I get scammed? Possibly, but you can't dwell on something being a scam just because somebody wants a return.
Right.
There's honest people out there. Obviously, there are dishonest people out there.
Right. Exactly. Yep.
Well, when I went from free returns, I do paid returns now, 30-day buyer pays return.
Buyer pays.
Yeah. I didn't notice, and maybe it has to do with a lot of what I sell. I mean, my clothing sales fell off a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to the hard goods, I didn't notice really any change in sales. So I mean,
right.
Doing the free return, I guess the only reason I went to the buyer paid return is because I had a couple of units that got returned, and I ended up losing on it after. Yeah. And I was also doing free shipping at the time, so I lost money on the shipping there and the shipping back.
Right.
And I was like, I'm not going to let that happen again. I'm not going to lose money. And it was a decent, substantial amount. So I just went over to paid returns, and I don't have any returns. I haven't had any returns on clothing since then.
Paid returns could potentially eliminate some of those questionable returns that you might get, because like if I've got to pay to ship it back,
mm-hmm.
I'm either going to eat it or I'm not going to, a scammer's not going to pay to get their scam across.
Right. Yeah. Well, now with the whole new thing with eBay, is with that whole thing, like we said, it's giving them one choice for the return. So if they goof up, they're in trouble. So
that's one nice thing that I like that eBay did. If they go and file for a return, say it's a pair of jeans,
mm-hmm.
and they ordered them, and they say, "Well, I want to return them. They didn't fit."
Right.
And then it says, "Okay, well, you're going to have to pay to return them." They used to be able to go back and change it to a not as described, so they didn't have to pay for the return. Now it won't let them go back and do that.
Right.
You get one shot, and if you go
Yep.
for that, you're in trouble.
Yep.
So I sold one of those Billy Bass.
Yeah.
And fully tested. It was used, but fully tested, packed where I knew nothing was going to happen to it. This was last week. The person messaged me and said, I received the Billy Bass. It doesn't work at all. I want a full refund. What do you want me to do with the fish? I said,
We could really tell you what you want to do with the fish, but
And
you
I
gotta
was-
keep
was-
that
I was
on
very
fish somewhere.
That's for sure.
I always handle customer service, and I said we'd be happy to give you a full return or give you a full refund. You can open a case, return the product to us, and then as soon as we receive the product and verify that it's defective, we'll give you a free return or a full refund.
Right.
That was a week and a half ago. Haven't heard nothing else. No case was opened, no follow-up email, nothing.
Yeah. And like,
So she used the fish to
Yeah.
fish for free money, you know, to,
Yep.
to get a free deal or a partial or whatever. But they're fishing, you know.
Oh yeah.
oh, for sure. And that happens a lot. And taking some of those steps, like using paid returns, or if there's a problem, I've gone. If somebody starts saying something doesn't work, I'm like, or is something broken? I'm like, take a picture of it, attach it to your message back to me, and let me see.
Yeah.
Show me this physically broken if you're talking about something that's broken, or
Yep.
take a video of that and send me a video of it not working.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
it was, if
lot of
it's
times-
something like, you know, if it's something, you know, a glassware, something that physically you can take a picture and see it doesn't work.
Mhm.
Yeah, you know, I'll do that, and then I'll refund them the money and throw it away and have them take pictures so I can do the claim on
Yeah.
USPS, you know.
Same thing.
Mhm.
Right.
But like with that Billy Bass, or somebody says, well, I got a receiver and there's no sound out of this channel or whatever, and I know there was,
Right.
I can't see that in a picture.
Right.
You know, you can't really tell that in a video.
Mhm.
If they send it back, then you'd need to verify it, and that's well within your parameters of doing returns, is being able to verify it. You know, you don't have to. You don't have, just because you do offer returns doesn't mean you have to refund them as soon as you get it back. You still get the ability to inspect it and determine if it's in the same condition as you sent it.
Yeah.
Is it the item that you sent?
Absolutely. And if it's a new item and you get it back and there's nothing wrong with it, it's resellable, but now it's considered used because they opened the package.
Mhm.
You know, you can do the partial refund, and you only used to be able to do that on free returns. Now you can do it on paid returns as well.
Oh, really?
Right.
Yes.
Talking about returns, do y'all do anything to make sure that a different item is not returned to you than what you sent them?
I
If you
haven't,
notice, okay.
I haven't, but I do want to implement it. So I actually just ordered 2 days ago holographic serial number decals
That's
off
smart.
of eBay, and they're the tamper resistant, so it's not like they can peel it off and put it on a different item. It's going to leave that,
That
like when you
Like-
try to pull a Windows COA off the computer, it leaves that.
Right, the residue or whatever. Yeah.
yep.
So I just ordered. They're coming from China because I'm going to see, but I ordered 150 of them for $2.47 free shipping.
Wow.
That's smart. Yeah, I just did that the other day, not with what you're talking about, Tommy, but I had to verify I got the exact same. So I got a return on the Game Boy Player disc I sent out, and I sold that thing for $72 plus shipping. So I wanted to make sure when I got it back, it wasn't like, somebody, was sending me a defective one or something like that. So
Right.
literally, I just went through all of my pictures, blew them up real big, and literally just like check that thing out with a fine tooth comb to make sure it was the exact same thing before I relisted it and sent it back out, and before I even gave them any money back.
Right.
Way back in the late 90s, early 2000s, when we were selling laptop parts, we got one of those like invisible ink pens that you can only see in the dark or black light. and would mark stuff. What I typically do on electronics, if something has a serial number, I'm gonna make sure that the serial number is shown in the pictures. I do a lot of demo videos that I put on my listings to show that something works. So if there's ever a question, hey, go back to the listing and look at that video because I showed every function and every feature.
Right.
So when they say, hey, that play button doesn't work on that cassette player, yes, it does. I just showed you that it did.
Gotcha.
But if you got a chance, Tommy, find that link and then send it to me for those items you order. I mean, for $2, that's well worth it in my opinion.
Sure, I'll drop it in chat right here.
I didn't know if you had it close, but yeah, that'd be cool. Destiny was asking what you ordered.
Yep. Well, it's in chat. You can click on the link. And you know, they have, I'm going to see because the serial number on these actually look a little bit like they might be hard to photograph. So I found a second set. And I'm going to see what these first ones are like. Actually, the link I put in are the ones I'm considering. These are the ones that I ordered in this link.
Joanna Parrish asked Craig on how you test those videos. How do you put a testing video when you're listening?
You can go to flippertools.com and they have a link in there that you paste in your, I think it worked with a YouTube video, and you paste that URL. I haven't used it in a while. And then it generates some HTML, which is the code that goes behind the web page. You copy that. You go back to your listing and you go in your description. You go to the, is it the text view? There's a tab that you go with some HTML or text in the actual what you see, and you paste that in, and it shows up.
Yeah, it can't be more than 30 seconds. I think it is.
I don't know if there's a limit. It's worked. I don't know if that'll ever go away from eBay allowing you to do that. And actually, they're actually on my other YouTube channel. That was my original one. That's how I started. That's the original only content I had on my first YouTube channel. Those things are getting 500 and 600 views over 6-8 months.
Right.
Just people going back and watching the demo of an item.
Just me, Kathy. Click on the second link that I dropped. Those are the ones I ordered, and it's 100 of, not 150. It's 100 of them for $243.
It's not bad.
It's not.
And it says warranty void if removed. It has a barcode on it, and then a serial number.
Yeah, you showed me them when we talked one day. You were showing me how you did that, and I think they're really cool.
And that was actually Destiny came up with that because something came back. She's like, "How do you know that's the same one? You know, it wasn't a serial numbered type of item."
Right.
They could have swapped it, you know. And how do you really prove it?
Right. Exactly. I mean, that's
you know,
and that's the problem with electronics. People will test it and then okay, well, this isn't the one. I only needed this one part, so they'll rip the thing apart, rip the part out of it, and then they come back and you get it back, and you're like, oh, well, okay, there must be something wrong with it. Then when you flip it over, your tabs will be all cut, and you're sitting there going, the little stinker just ripped everything out of it.
Right, and that's why I got, you know, like I say, they say void if removed. And some say void if removed or tampered or whatever. There's a bunch of different ones on there. And on a stereo receiver, the little lip that wraps around in the back, just attach it to that and go onto the chassis. If they open it, they're going to have to break that sticker, which is going to avoid any of
right.
If I remember right, I think Nintendo did that for a little while when they first came out. They had the seal right across the So you knew. So when you brought it back, they'd be like, "Oh, wait a minute, this has been. What did you do to this?" Yeah.
West Max Gary says, "Sounds like it'd be best to sell everything not tested." You know, that's you know, if somebody wants to do that, you know, they have that opportunity, but potentially you lose value by selling something that's not tested.
Absolutely.
If you're out there looking at a VHS player, for example, or VCR, and you see 10 of them, and you're going to see the ones that are fully tested, have the remote, have a return policy listed for $60. Or you're going to see one that's not listed, not tested, without a remote for like $10. So you lose money by saying, because some people aren't willing to take the risk of buying something that's not tested.
I'm going to always buy the tested one personally because my thing is, you could just say untested on something that's broken. You know, if you're not a very moral seller. You could
Oh, definitely.
easily just take all your broken stuff and list it as untested.
Right.
Right. And it'll probably sell, but you're not going to get top dollar for it.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's not going to sell as fast.
Mhm.
Just me, Kathy, and Two Hip Chicks are ordering them stickers. I should have used my eBay affiliate link.
Exactly.
There you go.
You should do it and drop it, Tommy.
And then Joanna Parrish says, Tommy, she's heard that in a Facebook group that eBay won't stand behind those kind of identifiers. They will stand behind like a receiver that has a serial number, and that's why I went with the serial numbered stickers instead of just a tamper-proof sticker.
Right. And again, for that kind of thing, knowing whether eBay would say, in the end, do your due diligence. Call eBay. Get the word directly from eBay. We always say that we're not professionals. We know a lot of stuff, but there's a lot of stuff we're not 100% certain on.
And if
Absolutely.
you're going to call eBay, I suggest this. Call 3 times and take the best out of 3 answers.
It's sad that you have to do that, but that's very truthful.
Because I've had different reps tell me different things. So I would call on 3 occasions and I'd go with the 2 answers that were alike.
Right. Joanna's also saying, I've sold a broken DVD player for parts. Sold. I'm not saying you can't sell things for parts.
Right.
I'm not saying they won't sell. And they're some people are out there looking for things for parts because they know they can repair them. In my opinion,
Right.
You're limiting your potential buyers, by selling something for parts versus something that's working and tested.
I have a stereo receiver upstairs right now. Paid $5 for it at a rummage sale a couple weeks ago. Haven't listed it. Haven't even tested it. Guy said it works beautifully. But for instance, if I test it and it works great, and it's comping at $450.
Wow.
And I'm taking, there's a chance somebody might go in there and pull the amplifier chip out of it because they blew theirs. I'm taking that risk. That's part of the business. There's loss and everything. Walmart has shoplifter loss. We have scammer loss.
Mhm.
It's the gamble you take. But if I want to protect myself and just say selling untested for parts, the comps on that same thing are down to $140.
Right. And you're potentially losing a good bit of money.
Right.
I mean, with $5 into it, could you get rid of it at that price and still make money? Yes, but you're leaving a lot of money on the table potentially.
Right.
So how I look at it is, I find deals like that, and I find them fairly often. If I get scammed on one, the money I made up on selling tested and working on the other 2, I've made up that loss that guy scammed me on plus, because I'm able to sell them tested and working. And
Right.
All right, guys. I have to scoot out of here. I got a couple of things I got to do.
All right, Dave. Have a good day, man.
All
All right. We'll talk to you guys later.
See you, man.
Sounds good.
Kathy's asking, do y'all have a P.O. box, Tommy?
I do have a PO box, and it should be. I believe I added it in the bottom. Yep, it's in the description.
Okay, cool. Yeah, she said she wants to send you guys a little something since she didn't get to use an affiliate link when she ordered that.
Oh, I was just kidding. I do have an affiliate link. I just always forget to use it.
Yep. I do the same thing.
I appreciate it. Yeah, anything. If I have a PO box address, it'll be in all my YouTube.
What do you pay for that?
We paid, I think it came out because with the key deposit and everything, I think it was like $37 for 6 months.
Okay, that ain't bad.
But
I think ours is 40.
I got 2 keys, so I believe the renewal rate then is $28 per 6 months.
I know Ash was asking me to get a PO box, and I was like, well,
Oh, he was just like, well, and
wanted to
never
send
said
something
anything.
yet. You know what I mean?
You cut out there.
So, sorry about that. Yeah, Ash wanted me to get one, but I pretty much at this point haven't had an instance where somebody I haven't trusted wanted to send us something. You know what I mean? Like most of the people that have sent stuff are all like reputable people that I would trust not to do anything shady.
Right.
Right, but what do you use for a return address on your eBay packages?
I just everything's registered to the house.
I'm,
And
I use,
ours was too, and we've talked about getting a PO box just because we thought it might look a little bit more business-like. But
Well-
then after the instance that happened with Todd, we were like, no, because any wackadoo has your address, and if somebody really wants my address, all you got to do is purchase one of my cheap things from eBay, and they're gonna get my address.
right.
That easy.
Absolutely. Well, and the other thing too is I have my business registered to my address here too, so it's like, yeah, it's my home address, but it's also considered the business address too. So,
Right. Same here. Same here.
hey,
Yeah.
Donatella.
And within eBay, you can you set it up like eBay recognizes our house as our physical business address.
Yeah.
But I changed over, and there's sections in there where your return mailing address
hmm
is the PO box. So that's what'll show up on your labels.
Good point. Grandpa says, should I bring a 100-foot extension cord to the auction house as pre-test? Yeah, I think that'll be overkill. Matt, BK Vending and Flipping says, do you put the serial number sticker over a part that would open, so if they open it, they you would know what they did? I think
Absolutely.
those are used.
Absolutely.
And I saw that Kathy said that she even goes as far as to test her like remote controls that come in.
Yep.
She can like hook it up to her phone to make sure she sees the the red red dot or whatever.
That's a good tip for anybody that's buying remotes. We do that too. All you got to do is bring your camera, point the remote at it.
Yep.
And you'll see the flicker of the red blue light, but you'll see that it actually works.
Didn't Josh do a video? A lot of Josh, didn't he do a video on that a while back?
I'm not sure if he did or not. To be honest, if he did, I haven't seen it.
I think he did. Y'all check out a lot of Josh if you're interested in how to test those. And if he's not over, I believe he did.
I can show you real quick here. Let me flip my camera so you guys can see the screen on here, right? And then where's my remote? I can't find the camera. Oh, I flipped it the wrong way. Here we go. All right, so when I point my remote at it, I don't know if you guys can see that
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah,
on the front.
it's picking up
but
that
the front
infrared. Or
lights
whatever.
up. See how the front's lighting up?
Yeah.
And that's how you tell your remote works. It's that simple. I mean, you can test them in store. Like, there's some pretty good remotes that'll pull good money.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So if you're in the store, you can actually test it right there in the store before you make the purchase.
And they're easy to store.
Yep.
If you're buying VCR, DV, any kind of electronics, you potentially could use that remote because adding a remote to a unit adds value for sure.
That's one of the items I look for at the bins a lot are remotes because they're small, they're lightweight. So I will come back every time I go to the bins with anywhere from like 4 to 5 different remotes.
No.
Somebody said something a minute ago and I got talk about a good topic and I don't remember what it was. I'm sorry. DC Cell says, great idea for a topic, leaving money on the table versus quick sale. So the whole quick nickel versus slow dime. What do y'all
I'm a quick nickel with anything I have to put skin in the game on. Like, and what I mean by skin is anything, that is a substantial buy that I like need that money back, like ASAP. Like if I'm getting stuff at the bins or if I'm getting stuff, yard sales for like $1 or even like Walmart clearance for $1 or something like that, I'll slow dime that all day. I don't care. But if it's anything that I'm putting out a substantial amount of money that like I'm going to feel it, you know what I mean? Like I'm not going to be able to source because of spending it. Like I need to do quick nickel on those items.
Yeah.
And I'm quick nickel, slow dime. I'm somewhere right in there at the 7.5 cent point.
I would say that's where I am too, Tommy. But for the most part, I'm all about a quick nickel. If I can get a nickel today and reinvest that nickel to earn a dime and a nickel tomorrow, that's typically where I like to be.
I think the best answer I can give you is that it depends.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many things it depends on. What time of the month is it? Do I know I've got a a power bill due tomorrow, and we've got to have a couple extra dollars to get some, to pay that.
Right.
How long I've had that item?
Yeah.
Have I been through several cycles of trying to promote that item and reduce it? If I just get an offer, do I just want it gone?
Yeah.
I'm like Anthony and Tommy in a lot of respects, and I try and price my stuff, competitively.
Yeah.
Some people price at the top. It's best answer I can say is it depends. I don't have a hard rule on whether I want to sell something quick or I want to hold on to it.
Yeah. It's funny how you mentioned that. There's a bill coming. I gotta get some crap sold, and you get it done. You get that bill money. Imagine if we treated every day like that bill is due tomorrow. I know personally I'd be way further ahead than I am. If I had an imaginary bill I had to pay tomorrow and come up with the money, because when I need it, I can get it, and I work hard to get it, and I make it happen. But then when all the bills are paid, all is said and done, you kind of, I kick back instead of keeping that drive and working just as hard when I don't need that money to build up that capital.
It's easy to get stuck on the negative side of that, though.
Mm-hmm.
Not having that approach, but it's different. And one thing that helps me a lot of times, people talk about low ball offers and do I do best offers because I want to get top dollar.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times I think, and I don't know if this is right or wrong, I tend not to think of what something's worth. I try and think of what do I have in this item.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If I've got something listed for $25 and I've got 95 cents into it and I get a $12 offer, I'm like, wait, I'm not getting that $25, but dang it, $12 with paid shipping, I'm still making good money if it gets it out of the door.
Right. Versus sitting on it, for however long to get that.
Right.
That top dollar. How many times can you flip that $12 in the time it would take to make that extra $12?
Yeah, for sure.
Kathy says that kind of screws the other sellers. I mean, it is what it is, and I'm not doing it to screw anybody else. Everybody's got different situations,
Mm-hmm.
and it just depends. I'm not taking a $5 offer on something I sell at $60, obviously. It's all within reason, but
yeah, for sure.
Right.
Typically if you're oh no, Kathy, you're fine. It's not a problem. We're very open here, and I'm not going to take anything personally. I understand what you're saying. But typically if I'm looking at comps, I'm gonna drop out the group of the lowest ones within reason, and I'm gonna drop the group of highest ones. Mathematically, that's the best way to really get an average.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's to drop the lowest and the highest and look and average out everything left in the middle, because there's going to be some outliers. Like, for example, if you're looking at, I hate to use this example, so it's because it's so cliche. Look at the dang Black Diamond VHS tapes.
Yeah.
Disney. You see some out there selling for $20,000, and you sell that same one selling for $0.01. Now you're saying that 1 penny sale killed that $20,000 value? I know that's a bad example, but if I drop all those that are selling for $15,000 and above, and I drop all those that are selling for $1 and less, it's going to be there's going to be some that are selling for $1. There's going to be some that are selling for $15.
Right.
Blended whiskey. Thanks for jumping in.
Yeah, Kathy, it was cool. I'm not offended. I'm not mad. And I'm not trying to kill somebody else's value, But some people have different drives to move things. Like I said earlier, if I've got a power bill due and I know I can make $7 and I'm $5 short.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying I'm in that situation, just using that situation as an example,
Right. Right.
Everybody's got different motivations to move product.
I say it just depends on what the offer is. You know what I mean? Like, for example, say something's worth $70, right? And I'm in a pinch and somebody offers me $60, I'll take that all day.
Right. And I think I have a feeling that's probably consensus within reason across the community, probably.
And if somebody's buying more than one item from me, like if they're buying, like, for example, I just sold a $70 game to a guy for $50 the other day, or actually like a week ago or something like that. But he bought 9 games off of me. So I was giving him kind of a discount like as he went along, like 5, 10, 15, like whatever it would be.
Right.
Which is the same thing that we try to negotiate and get when we go to rummages. If I buy more, you're going to give me a better price.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Right. And so again, I think the answer is it depends.
Yeah.
And I think that's the situation with a lot of things in this business. It depends on the situation, not just with sales or anything. DC sales, look at Hallmark ornaments. They're all over the place.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if they shut down nationwide. I know they shut down all of them in our area.
Yeah. I see what Kathy's saying, because there are some people that say the item is worth $70. She's saying, but somebody might offer 15 and they might take it because they got it free from a family member. Typically, if it's me, I don't care if I got it for free or not. If they're offering me $15 on a $70 item, what I'll do is I'll counter them at 68, and then they'll probably offer me 16. Then I'll counter them at 67.
Right.
You know what I mean? And like I'll just keep taking.
And while that's going on, that's boosting you in the algorithm and telling eBay somebody's interested in this. There's activity on this item. Let's show it to other people. And while you're going back and forth with him, this has happened to me many times. It may sell for full asking.
I've had that happen.
Yeah.
And when I said that earlier, I didn't mean that.
Before I was even done going through the 3 offers I was allowed to counter.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When I said that earlier, I'm not just because I get a lowball offer and I need to move a product. Very rarely do I accept the very first offer that comes across. Yeah. Very rarely. I always counter offer unless it's a very, very reasonable offer. Right. If they're offering me $10, like you're talking about, $10, $15 less on a decent size, a high dollar item, yes, I'm gonna take that more than likely.
Yeah.
If they're offering me, 8% of the asking price, no, I'm not gonna take that. I'm gonna offer, counter, because it builds that response, that whole going back and forth and
the people that are selling a $75 item and gonna take an offer for 15, those are the people I look for.
Right. I
am one of them low ballers. I'm probably, because there are people, some people get insulted and be like, are you nuts? Boom. And I understand that reaction, but there are the people that are going to say, oh, well, okay, I don't have nothing into it. And they're going to take it. Now I can sell it for $70 versus a $75 comps.
Yeah, for sure.
There's people that make a great living just looking for those kind of products.
Yep.
That's what I did when I was selling laptops back in the late 90s, early 2000s. I was going out and making lowball offers on every one that I saw. Mm-hmm. Everyone. And you'd be amazed at the number of people that would just say, I just want it out of here. And
I'm pretty sure Craig knows you weren't.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
That's not a problem.
Yeah. I mean, it created a conversation.
Yeah.
Nobody's mad here. And I think that's what we've all done a good job of, is trying to, discuss something, whether we agree or disagree, in an adult manner.
Absolutely.
And that's kind of the way a debate should be run. And not that we're having,
But Flippin' Particle says, so you're the one who offered me $10 on a new pair of shoes. Maybe. But I throw offers out there because it never hurts. And there's times they accept them. And you're like,
we offered you 5.
You got it way cheaper than you should have. And you're just like, I just stole that, but now I'm going to make some money.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I'm the type where since I'm up pretty much all hours of the night, I'll continually go through like what's ending on auctions, and I'll just try to snipe out the ones that like have like no bids or like are completely undervalued. So rather than actually sending them the lowball offers, I'll be there just trying to snipe it out before, it gets relisted.
Yeah, middle of the night auction endings are wonderful.
Yep.
I know somebody that used to live in Alabama that he's got an application that he built that goes out and watches for those little penny auctions with free shipping.
Nice.
And his things typically ship in a bubble mailer, and he uses that as his source for bubble mailers.
That's awesome.
A penny a piece on a bubble mailer?
That's a heck of a deal.
But I think the whole idea of people moving things at different prices is just a product of of this kind of marketplace,
Yeah.
you know, in this economy. You know, it is what it is. Some people are going to get more than everybody else.
Right.
You know? Good pictures, better, free returns, etc. Whatever. It is what it is.
Another good way, just a little hint, to find stuff cheap on eBay, especially in auction format. There's the website that eBay typo and misspelling, and what you do is you just search common things. And I just did a simple one. For example, I did Sony, and it came up with 47 misspelled Sonys on eBay that aren't going to show up in the eBay search when
Right.
somebody types in Sony. So now you can get that Sony that may be sitting there. It's a good product, but who knows how long they had it, and it's not selling. You can throw them a low ball offer and be like, well, I'm going to move it. It ain't selling. And
Yeah.
they don't realize it's they got a typo in there.
Right. Matt BK Vending and Flipping says, I've had a few items that are listed really high, got an offer for half, countered, and they didn't buy, and it's still sitting in my storage months later. I mean, that's a risk you take. I typically hate to say it again. I've said it depends. I'm trying to think. I had an item recently that had that same kind of situation. That happened one day, and then the next day, it's probably the item I'm gonna ship out today. That satellite radio that had the lifetime subscription on it.
Yeah.
I had it listed for about I think I had it listed at $199. I've got a pretty deep sale running right now because I need to get some cash flow going. And I got an offer for $100.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, that's reasonable, but I know it's going to cost me. And I think I had $9.99 shipping on it.
Yeah.
Probably going to cost me a little more than $9.99. It was somebody in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
And I countered back with like $125. So I ended up selling for $135. But, it could have sat for a while,
Yeah.
I had it listed for a little bit less than a month.
I've had that happen too, where I'm trying to get higher profit on certain items, and I don't accept the best. I'll always counter, even if I'm countering with like $1 less or something.
Right.
Like
Me
that.
too.
But I've had issues where they don't accept my counter, and then I'm sitting on the item for a long time. So for me, if it's even close, I accept it. If
Right.
it's, for example, say it's a viewer, you know what I mean, and it's a little bit lower than close,
Right.
I'll accept it because I take extra special care of, anyone who's like a YouTube viewer of the channel.
Exactly.
So
Again, it depends, right?
yeah, it's all situation.
Yeah. Exactly. In it to flip, it says Scott, the bearded picker, will be all over that Sony misspelling. I mean,
Drop a link, man. You might have one. Matt says he's never had a viewer buy anything from him. Drop a link. I'll check out anything. If there's anything there I like, I'll buy it.
I shipped that blue cobalt mug to Mary Deethy. It was all done off of eBay. I hadn't even posted it yet.
Hey, Chris.
I just dropped the link in there, and if you do, if you don't like that site, you can just go to Google and type in eBay misspell checker, and there's a few different sites that do it.
That's cool.
I used to have saved searches that would search for misspelled. A common one when people would write post laptops, laptop is spelled LAPTOP. They would put LAB.
Laptop, yeah.
Right, and I'm sure that's how these sites work. They have a list of the common misspellings, and then it searches eBay for them.
Right.
That's funny because I thought that was a Pittsburgh thing where we just call it laptops.
Yeah, I'll definitely check that out. I didn't know there were any sites like that, but that's
Yeah, there's quite a few actually.
That's awesome, Neville. Neville got 90% of his inventory free. I need to know what you're doing, man.
I know a lady that sources a dumpster that is behind a thrift store.
Oh, nice.
That is her. I know for a long time that's all she did. She may have moved on from it, but I mean, really, she was selling medium to low end clothing.
Yeah.
But her cost is zero.
Yep.
Right.
She sells a lot of stuff. She's been very successful. Her cost is nothing.
We do that. You know, our thrift store that's 2 blocks away. We randomly take a look, and sometime, and I don't know where these came from because I'm in the store all the time and I'm looking at their shoes, and all of a sudden a dumpster will be full of shoes that I've never seen in the store.
There's probably stuff that got donated and they said, I'm not processing this. Let me just go throw it away. We're behind. An employee may have done it without approval.
Yeah, something. So we found shoes. I found hard goods and brought them home, cleaned them up, and sold them. I love it when that happens.
Yeah, Joanna, you probably know who I'm talking about. Yeah, I knew that, and she was doing that primarily, from what I understand. But I mean, it's different. You know, going to a place like a thrift store because I mean, it's not a bad source. You know, I've got one thrift store here that instead of throwing it in the dumpster, they throw it in the back of a 18-wheeler trailer.
Mm-hmm.
And take it to another store.
That's cool. Yeah, I know a lot of Goodwills do that now too, where they, you know, unless it's something that's just completely like disgusting, they'll literally just send it all to the bins.
I tried to work a deal out with my thrift store. I'm buying all the clothing really cheap that doesn't sell after it goes through their 90-day thing. And they have a semi-trailer out there that the guy says, we already have a guy. He pays us X amount per trailer load. And when it's full, we call him. He comes and he swaps out the trailers. And then those clothes go overseas somewhere.
Wow.
Yeah.
But I was going to buy, like, if I could have got their clothes in bulk, you know, I would have did it and picked the good ones, and then I would have took the other ones and donated them at the Goodwill 20 miles up the road. So there anyways, you know.
Sure. Yeah, Kathy says she sources a lot of stuff from the dumpster, so a lot of her stuff is free too. Kathy finds some nice stuff in those dumpsters. I'm waiting for her to start making some content because I want to watch it.
Well, y'all seen that one where Kimmy, borderline, right? She went to that Ulta dumpster or whatever. And I mean, she only took a portion of what was in there, and I mean, she had some great finds and product that wasn't expired
too.
Yeah,
my mom got a gift card, and she was like, "Hey, I want to use this to like get one of Ashley's birthday gifts for her because she was getting Ash. I can't remember what she got her something, and she wanted to get her another gift." And we're going in there with a $25 gift card. We couldn't find like hardly anything. She ended up getting her this like tiny little perfume sampler. And it ended up being one of those ones with the cap that like pops off and it's just like the little tube. I was like, dang, man, this place is expensive. Like I'd never ever been in Ulta before then. So yeah, I mean, finding any stuff in their dumpsters definitely got to be a gold mine.
Craig, do you dumpster at all?
I've been looking. I've looked for boxes once or twice because I've been stuck in a situation where I couldn't get a box for an odd size item without spending a good bit of money.
Dollar Tree is really good for boxes in my area.
Yep.
Yeah, for smalls, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Small boxes. That's fine. Now, because I do a lot of the stereos and stuff, I get most of my boxes right out of Napa's dumpster, and they know, I talk to them. They're like, yeah, go ahead. This is when our trucks come in. So this is when the boxes are going to be in there, that day. So they don't get caught up in the rain or anything like that. They break them down real nice. They're clean boxes. They came in with brand new car parts. You couldn't tell if that I got it out of there or if I went to a store and bought it from the place they bought it. They're in that good a condition.
Rebecca wants to go dumpster diving this weekend, she says, Tommy.
Bring your dumpster goggles.
We can try to. There's not much places. Like I say, I live in a small town. Yesterday we went after I paid my cell phone bill at US Cellular. Next to them, they have a little town PC repair shop. And our son jumped out of the truck and he checked it out, but there was nothing in there but cardboard. But because Craig, you were talking about sometimes there's money in parts, and I was like, well, maybe there's some motherboards or processors or old computers in there that are behind times, so they're not going to be worth much. But if it's free, it's me. If I can. But there was nothing
stuff together. You know what I mean? Like a bunch of different parts or whatever.
You just need to stay.
We can walk the alleys, Rebecca, in the Dells. I mean, who knows what type of stuff those places have, because it's all tourist attraction shops and who knows.
Right.
Kathy wants to know if Destiny likes Alta.
We don't have an Alta. We have a Sally's Beauty Supply.
We've got one of those too.
Yep,
I
that's our
think they're probably trying to decide what to put in their little package for you guys.
dumpster diving is illegal in Vegas. Well, then I don't want to move there.
Yep.
Here it's not legal. I mean, it's legal as long as it's not locked or it's not in an fenced area. Like, there's a lot of they have them enclosed, and it's still not illegal to go in there unless they have a no trespassing sign on it.
Right.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do that, just know your local laws.
Yep.
But anything else anybody in the chat wants to
If you find the place, I mean, I don't do it here. We used to dive in Milwaukee. There's dumpsters all over the place. But if you find a place where you think, oh, this dumpster regularly has good stuff, and you're worried about getting caught up or the store saying something, go into the store, get yourself known in the store, and then when they see you out there, it's a recognizable face, and they're not like, hey, what are you doing?
Right.
Make a report. Like, it's one of those things that we come back to, networking.
Yep.
Network with the store that you're going to dumpster dive in. Basically, like I did with Napa and got their approval.
Yep.
They may let you know.
They won't even put it in the dumpster if you do that. Sometimes they'll just leave it in the back. You show up and say, hey, is Rick here? And Rick will go back and get it,
Yep. I mean, yeah, then they don't even have to carry it to the dumpster.
Yep.
And they're throwing it away because whatever, say it's an item it's a reset. My mom used to do a reset she worked for American Greetings, and she had the card department in all the Walmarts, and they would throw tons of stuff away because they'd have what comes in what they call a reset, where they change how everything is and how it's set up, and all that stuff that was on there. Now it's old product. It just gets thrown away.
Yep.
So if she could have had somebody to carry it from the center of the store for her, out to wherever to take it, be gone, versus her loading it up and having to take it back all the way in the back of the store to the dumpster, she would have been in her glory.
John Jones talking about dumpster diving has a good point. They're more worried about you dumping stuff than taking their stuff. That's for sure, because these companies pay money. Some of them pay, I don't know if they pay by the pound, how many times it gets dumped or whatever, but they're paying money for that stuff.
We had
with the cardboard.
We had to pay extra to put a lock on our dumpster at the church because people would they would come and they would actually just dump in our dumpster, like all kinds of random stuff. And if our dumpster went over a certain level, there was an extra fee associated with that by the whatever the heck the name of the company was that came and dumped it. But we would have a huge issue with that. And our church was located in the hood, so there was like literally people had no shame. You know what I mean? They would come just throw anything in there.
Just me. Kathy says, I wish I could show you all the stuff I get weekly from the dumpster to sell. Kathy, you can. All you gotta do is come on the show.
Yep.
Or if you don't want to show your face, like we talked before, turn the camera down. A lot of people do jewelry stuff.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of videos I watch that all you see is here down. That's it.
Anybody else got anything in the chat? We've been going, gosh, it's been an hour and 45, almost 2 hours.
Yeah, and I know Living Particles is going to be starting soon. I don't want to run over onto hers.
Yeah.
And then again, I'm going to mention that Rebecca Kruder is coming to visit us this weekend, and would love it if we could get a couple other people in the area together or hang out in the Dells, grab a bite to eat, walk around. There's a lot to do, and just get to make some face-to-face contact if anybody's interested in doing that. That's in here.
I'm a little bit further away.
You could make it though. You left today, you would be here in time.
If I wasn't going to Derek so soon, I would try to come down. But
we'll make it happen, Anthony. Well, don't worry. Well, because I tell Destiny all the time, I'd love to get together with Anthony and just hit the sourcing, and have a good time.
You guys are over in Pittsburgh, definitely. You know what I mean? Like you guys are.
Oh yeah, for sure. If I'm over in Pittsburgh, I'm gonna stop in there and help you inventory your stuff.
That would be great. I could greatly use that right about now. I got a spare bedroom too.
I was telling Destiny, I think it was yesterday. I was like, should go over there by Anthony. It says me and him hit his basement for 2-3 days, and he had everything inventoried.
That'd be awesome.
I says he knows where his stuff at. I'd just do the inventory inputting, and
Yep.
we could knock that out for him.
I keep trying to talk Ash into doing that with me, but she's just like, she's off. She doesn't want to do anything.
Right. All right.
Yeah, next year when you're going to come down this way, let us know when. We'll definitely try to arrange something.
For
I know
sure.
she comes down like once a year.
Yep. And once Destiny's allowed to travel again, you know, if you guys ever want to come out this way.
She should be cleared right around the new year.
Okay. Well, like I said, if you guys are ever planning any kind of sourcing trips or anything like that, I got a spare bedroom you can stay in.
Awesome.
$24.99 a
See?
night.
I was gonna say there's motel saved money more for sourcing.
Exactly.
Nate says you can stop by Tommy and handle his inventory next time.
That's what I could do. I could just travel around and
We've got a good bit of resellers here in Pittsburgh too. Probably meet up with some people.
could just travel around and help people get their inventory organized.
Yeah.
What we could turn that into a reality show. You know how they have those yard shows where they come in and redo the yard. And I'll come in and redo your inventory.
What's the guy that goes into the bars that are about to go under and redo?
Bar rescue.
Yeah.
All
Bars.
right, I think we ought to cut it off.
Yeah, we're gonna cut it off because I think everybody should head over to Particle after here.
Y'all be sure to hit that thumbs up on your way out and help support Tommy.
Absolutely.
What was that?
On my show. Or my
Be sure to hit that thumbs up on the way out.
Oh yeah, I'd greatly appreciate that. And then we are Anthony tomorrow.
Yep, we're on my channel tomorrow. We're going to be talking about knowing your numbers.
Who's got
I love numbers, so that'll be.
I figured that'd be right up your alley, Tommy.
who's got Tommy? Do you have Friday?
I do have Friday, and we are going to have Destiny on to kind of because I don't think we really know what our other maybe you guys do, but what the impact of you being a reseller has on your other half as far as like thoughts and how they handle things and their inner opinions that they have on it.
That's true.
And how they support, some don't get involved at all, and some spouses are very supportive. Some I've read in groups aren't supportive at all and are against it. So it'd just be kind of a neat topic.
I think that'll be fun. And again, talking about topics, if anybody has any ideas for shows or anything they want to hear or hear us talk about, I really like this. I really like the topic today. That was a great idea, Tommy. I hope everybody in the
definitely
got something out of that. But yeah, if anybody has any ideas, drop some comments in the after the video gets processed, and we'd love some input on that, because the more we do these, the harder it is to come up with topics. We really don't want to do the same thing over and over again. We want to cover as much as we can, and we want to try and help y'all with anything that y'all want information on. We don't mind doing research, homework on stuff if we need to.
Yep. So, and the only thing only other thing I want to plug is our son and daughter really want to get into the YouTube thing, but they're kind of all scattered over with what type of content they were going to do because they're young. They're kids.
Yeah, for sure.
Scatterbrains, But they finally came up with a niche that they're going to work in, and they're already made one video. Joseph's got to get down here and learn how to edit it, because I said, you want to do the YouTube thing, you're going to learn how to do the YouTube thing.
Yeah.
And they're all for it. And what they're going to be doing is food reaction videos.
That's cool.
And it's not going to be like your normal foods that we all know what it tastes like. One of the things they picked up for yesterday was canned cinnamon bread. It's like some doomsday prepper stuff made by B&M Beans. So they bought that. They're gonna do that, and they're gonna try tomato sauce covered sardines.
Oh wow, that'll be interesting to watch.
Yeah, so they're gonna have some content coming out. Hopefully within the next week we'll get their within the next couple of days, but they're going to try to get the channel up and their introductory videos done. And the one that they did the fudge covered Twinkies
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
reaction. So
Yeah, whenever they get it up, be sure to drop it in the chat when we get going.
Yeah, Kathy was asking what their YouTube channel is. Hey, Snobby Scrap Picker. Good to see you, man.
Yeah, man.
They're-
Just wrapping things up.
their channel name, we came up, I think it's just going to be Joe and Jazz right now for
Okay.
Joseph and Jaslyn.
That'll be cool.
And depending on how what type of flavor their channel gets, it's probably going to be add-on. They wanted to go with adventures, but everybody has adventures.
Yeah.
I says, we did a YouTube search on just Joe and Jazz, and nothing came up.
That's
So
cool.
we said, let's go with that because it'll be easy for you to find. And then if you want to add on a little niche thing afterwards, take a while and see how it goes. Just like when we get a pet, we don't name it off the bat. We name it off like its personality and everything after a while.
Hmm.
So it'll be Joe and Jazz, Jaz.
Cool. Matt BK Vending and Flipping just posted a video, so y'all be sure to check that out. Now I know everybody that D Flipping Particles goes live in about 8 minutes. Y'all be sure to check her out, show her some love. A lot of fun to hang out with. But yeah, like I said, drop some ideas for any content y'all want down in the comments for shows coming up, and we will. I definitely appreciate everybody showing up today. We held a great crowd majority of the time.
Right. All right. And with that, I think we're going to close out. Everybody have a great, productive day, and we'll see you tomorrow at Anthony's channel.
Yep. See you guys.
Everybody have a great day.
Land Sharp Picker out.
There you go.